Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and all glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Ruach Kodash. And double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, starting with the 144,000 governing body of the nation of Yasharallah, and the men, the women, the children, the true believers in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. May he have mercy on you in these last days. It's your brother, I'm not wa Allah, coming back at you with another lesson. The Lord willing will be edifying. And you can see, got another image that provoked this lesson. And the lesson is around the idea of Mother Nature is causing all these storms, all of the fires, the hail, the wind, the hurricanes. We give reverence, well, not me, but this world gives reverence to so-called Mother Nature. And as you can see this image, you know, I had to blot it out for copyright purposes, okay? But it's just an AI generated image. If you go and look up Mother Nature images, you'll get a plethora of them. I chose this one, okay, because it, you know, looks like a wicked ass Eve, you know? And that's that whole Mother Nature bullshit is about to be debunked with these precepts, Lord willing. But it tells you right there at the very bottom, it says Mother Nature, the creation of the world. We know that's a fucking lie. Nevertheless, we're going to bring out the scriptures. And before we bring out the scriptures, I got an etymology, not etymology, but a AI. I typed in, where did the term Mother Nature come from? And lo and behold, goes back to idol worship. As usual, you see, Mother Nature is an insult, and it takes away from the glory of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So again, every time you see, the storm, you get the weatherman, Mother Nature is angry. No, fuck Mother Nature, okay? There is no Mother Nature. Let me read this to you real quick. This is the AI overview. The term Mother Nature is a personification of nature. Well, let me look that word up real quick. Personification is the act of personifying a person or thing, typifying a certain quality or idea. Personification is the representation of a thing or abstraction as a person, often as the embodiment or incarnation. Okay? Personification is a thing or... Yeah, I read that already. Hold on. Let me see if there's any more definitions. Personification is a figure of speech that attributes human qualities to non-human things or ideas. Okay? Personification is a literary device that gives human qualities to non-human things. Non-human things. Let's keep that in mind, because Mother Nature is a non-human thing. Let me keep reading. The term Mother Nature is a personification of nature, drawing on ancient traditions of seeing the earth as a life-giving entity. It originates from Greek mythology, particularly the figure of Gaia, the goddess of the earth. There you have it. Mother Nature is an idol. That's all it is. And in Babylon, that's all. In America, let me be clear about that. In Babylon, that's all you do here is worship idols. Okay? So it says, other cultures also have similar concepts, like ma in Inca culture. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Ancient origins. The idea of the earth as a nurturing mother existed in many cultures except the Israelite culture. Why? Because we know Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua is the creator of all things. Okay? It says the idea of the earth as a nurturing mother existed in many cultures, with Gaia in Greek mythology being a prominent example. In the medieval period, as science and spirituality began to intertwine in the Middle Ages, the term Mother Nature began to appear in literature as poetic way to describe the earth's self-sustaining systems. There is no self-sustaining without Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. See, that's the problem. That's why when the Lord said in 2 Peter chapter 3, starting at verse 10, when he talks about all things will be dissolved, including the works thereof. This is what we talking about. The works, this type of doctrine right here, got you around here thinking something like this on this image, and it's plenty other. Basically, woman worship. See, Queen of Heaven worship. Back to the basics. Same shit. It says symbolism. Mother Nature represents the life-giving, nurturing, and often powerful aspects of the natural world, much like a mother provides to her children, for her children. But a mother can't provide for her children without Yahweh. See, if he don't let it rain, the crops don't fucking grow. And you ain't feeding your children. As a matter of fact, when this famine come and Jacob's trouble, we're going to see how Mother Nature helps feed her children. We're going to see if her power can supersede Yahweh B'Shem Yeshua's power. It's not. That's the point. It says modern usage. The term continues to be used in modern context to refer to the forces of nature and natural world in general, like natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes. Hurricanes, earthquakes, things of that nature. You see, you can't take that away from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and apply it to a mythology, a Greek mythology. So now that we got that out the way, let's read the first precept. This ain't going to be a long lesson, Lord willing. This is Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worship and serve the creation more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Because the creation is Mother Nature in itself. You shouldn't even use that word mother when it comes to dealing with the elements of the world, dealing with things of destruction. It should literally be said the Heavenly Father is doing this, because that's what's going on. He uses all the elements to bring judgment, and he can use all the elements, all the earthly things, storms, animals to protect us. He can use the rain again to grow crops. He decides everything, man. Look, let me do this real quick before I even. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. That includes this bitch right here, Mother Nature. It says, I kill and I make alive, I womb and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So it ain't Mother Nature that do shit when it comes to these storms that you're seeing right now. All across the United States, these tornadoes, it's not from Mother Nature. It's from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. This is Job in the NLT, chapter 38 and verse 1. It says, then the Lord answered Job from the whirlwind. It says, who is this that questioned my wisdom with such ignorant words? Brace yourself like a man, because I have some questions for you, and you must answer them. So this is the Lord talking with Job. Okay? It says, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you know so much. Mother Nature wasn't there. It says, who determined its dimensions and stretched out the surveying line? Who supports its foundations and who laid its cornerstone? As the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy. Who kept the sea inside its boundaries as it burst from the womb? And as I clothed it with clouds and wrapped it in thick darkness. That is amazing right there. Mother Nature ain't doing that. Obviously, I read you the breakdown. It's a goddess, a idol named, a Greek goddess named Gia. Okay? It says, for I locked it behind the barred gates, limited it its shores. I said, this far and no farther will you come. Here your proud waves must stop. He's letting you know he controls even the sea. So when you're out on the sea and a hurricane shows up or the waves become violent, that's from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, not Mother Nature. Have you ever commanded the morning to appear and caused the dawn to rise in the east? Have you made daylight spread to the ends of the earth to bring an end to the night of wickedness? Have you explored the springs from which the seas come? Have you explored their depths? Do you know where the gates of death are located? Have you seen the gates of utter gloom? In other words, Mother Nature has nothing to do with the operations day and night of how the earth is being governed. The Lord gave the earth into the hands of the wicked, pursuing the Job 9:24, but it still has boundaries. It's still set up to be controlled by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay? This is Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 28. When he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave the sea its decree, that the water should not pass his commandment. See, I just read that to you in Job 38. When he appointed the foundations of the earth, the Lord set everything up. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right? This is Psalms chapter 104, verse 5 in the NLT. You placed the world on its foundation, so it would never be moved. You clothe the earth with the floods of water, water that covered even the mountains. At your command, the water fled. At the sound of your thunder, it hurried away. Mountains rose and the valleys sank to the levels you decreed. You see, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua commanded everything to be done through his son. And his son, which I was reading to you in Proverbs chapter 8, was here at the beginning. Remember, Yahushua is the first spirit created, and he gave him the decree. And he decided, okay, how the earth was going to be set up, and he put it all together. Let me prove that to you real quick. Colossians chapter 3. We get to straight to the point. I think this is it. Salaki, 1 second. No, I don't think that's it. 1 second, bear with me. Well, maybe because I got an NLT. 1 second. No, I think it's chapter 2. Salaki. Man, I can't remember that. All things. Bear with me. Oh, I was way off. That's why you just gotta keep working at it. Here we go. This is Colossians chapter 1 in verse 13. But I'm gonna start at verse 16. This is the point. For by him, we're talking about Yahushua. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible, whether it be thrones, dominions, or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. You see that? So the Lord, Yahweh, sitting on his throne, gave the decree to Yahushua to set up everything that you see here today, including the idea that Mother Nature is the one that's actually causing all of the storms and everything. Yeah, he allowed these devils to come up with this doctrine for you non-believing as Negroes who want to believe that. But today, I wanted to bring out that it's this, and I didn't even know that this was a Greek mythology. That's how the spirit do. When you start looking shit up, I mean, it's not shit, but looking things up to bring out a lesson so I got edified myself. Okay, so this Mother Nature thing is nothing but an idol, and every time you sit up and you give thanks or you say Mother Nature, okay, you taking the glory away from Yahweh Shem Shai. He gets the glory in the storms as well as the good times. All right. Let me get back to this Psalms. Hey, Psalms 104:7 again. At your command, the water fled. At the sound of your thunder, it hurried away. Mountains rose and the valleys sank to the levels you decree. Then you set firm boundaries for the seas, so they would they would never again cover the earth. You make springs pour water into the ravines, so streams gush down from the mountains. They provide water for all the animals, and the wild donkeys squench their thirst. Birds nest beside the streams and sing among the branches of the trees. You send rain on the mountains from your heavenly home, and you fill the earth with the fruit of your labor. You cause grass to grow for the livestock and plants for the people to use. You allow them to produce food from the earth. Not Mother Nature, nigga. Not at all. She don't do shit. She's just another idol. That's it. And we're going to continue here at Great Millstone to bring down strongholds. Ain't no fucking Mother Nature. It's Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right? Verse 16. The trees of the Lord are well cared for. The cedars of Lebanon that he planted. There the birds make their nests, and the storks make their homes in the cypresses. Verse 19, you made the moon to mark the seasons, and the sun knows when to set. See, even the sun and the moon follow the decree of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. This is Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 21. Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. That's why I said the Lord set up Mother Nature not just for the heathen, because they're never going to believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that he's done all these things. I speak as a man, but only a hopeful elect will take this and believe this, because when you read it, it just makes sense. It's in you. All right. But at the same time, you got a lot of so-called Negroes and Latino Native Americans who will call on Mother Nature because you serve a plethora of gods. And this is just another God that you serve. If you happen to be one that believe Mother Nature is actually the one that is fucking up Tennessee with them tornadoes the other day, the fires that's been happening all over the United States over the last 2 years, all these natural disasters, hey, and it doesn't matter if it's a man-made weapon, it ain't Mother Nature. It still come from man. And who controls the spirit of a man? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So he still get the glory, nigga. It says, verse 22, fear ye not me, saith the Lord Yahweh. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound by the sea by a perpetual decree? Meaning, all it takes is one word from the Lord, and everywhere that water is can flood this place. What happened in the days of Noah? Who made it rain for 40 days? Okay? Who made it rain? It was Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Let me see. How long was it? Slaki, I don't want to be saying shit. Genesis 8 and 12. Let me get that. Salaki, 1 second. I was right though. It's 40 days. I wasn't. I don't like to be saying stuff and you know, that's no good. Genesis 7 and 4. Here we go. For yet 7 days I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. You see that? Mother Nature didn't have shit to do with that. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai gonna get all the glory until the end. Okay? So let me read that again. Jeremiah 5 and 22. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord Yahweh. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it. And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. So you supposed to get a Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, all the glory, not no fucking Mother Nature. She didn't do shit, and she ain't gonna do shit because she don't exist. This is Sirach chapter 39 and 28. I'm gonna just read. I'm gonna start at verse 28. Actually 27. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, 27. All these things are to the goodly. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil. And what is that? Water, fire, iron, salt, wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape oil and clothing. These are just the essential things. And Mother Nation didn't do that for you neither. Yahweh Shem Shah done that. He says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him. Who is him? Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the Son and the Father, that made them what? Fire. That's not from Mother Nature when a fire just break out in a forest and burn down a whole goddamn city. That's judgment from the Lord, man. And hail. Let me do something real quick. This is Exodus chapter 9 and 19. Send therefore now and gather thy cattle and all that thou hast in the field, for upon every man and every beast which shall be found in the field shall not be brought home, and the hail shall come down upon them, and they shall die. We go to the word hail in the Hebrew. And the Lord sent hail to who? The Egyptians. Okay? The Hamites. One of his enemies. Pursuant to Psalms chapter 83. And the word for hail is H1259, which is barad. It literally says of the Most High's judgment. Right? Let's go deeper. Let's look up the etymology. It just says hail. So now I'm going to go and look up the word hail on the Google. I'm going to search it. Hail. Now, precipitation in the form of a spherical or irregular pellets of ice larger than 5 millimeters in diameter, usually associated with thunderstorms. Okay. Something that falls with a force and quantity of shower of ice and hard snow. So this is a judgment tool that the Lord uses to fuck people up. Mother Nature ain't doing that, bro. She doesn't exist. And I hate hearing that shit. That's why I'm doing this lesson. Because I fucking hate hearing what Mother Nature done. She didn't do nothing. She's a false god. One second here. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and 30. And the Lord will make his majestic voice heard. He will display the strength of his mighty arm. Who is the mighty arm? Yahweh Shai. All right. It says it will descend with devouring flames. That's what I'm reading to you. Judgment with cloud bursts, thunderstorms, and huge hailstorms. You see that? Back to Sirach. Sirach 39 and 29. Fire and hail and famine. Famine comes from what? The lack of rain. Okay? Also, the lack of understanding his word. Because in a minute, there isn't going to be no lessons coming out. But we're talking about food. Because Mother Nature is the nurturing mother, according to what I read in the Google definition. But she's not. Because the Lord can deny Mother Nature. Man, ain't no fucking Mother Nature. It says, fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. What? Vengeance. Vengeance on who? You so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, and the other heathen nations. Why? For being wicked. For being disobedient to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua's word. For calling him another name than what he really is. For believing that we got 1,000 years left on all that shit is gonna be vengeance. Because we're in the time of preparation for the returning of our Lord. And he can come as a thief in the night. So it doesn't make sense to be all into believing that we finna go on here and there for another 1,000 years or 30 years. And definitely thinking that Mother Nature is the reason that all these storms and everything are happening. When I'm reading to you, she didn't do shit. This is Sirach chapter 40 and 5. It says, wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and her anger and strife. And in this time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep, do change his knowledge. Let me read that from the top. I don't know if I was supposed to read that one. Nope. Salaki. That wasn't on the precept list. However, yeah, I didn't mean to read this precept. Forgive me, okay? Yeah, I wasn't supposed to read that precept. So, hey, it happens. It was a part of another lesson that I had set up, but nevertheless, I'm going to read this precept, and this will be the last precept. It says, Isaiah 66 and 1. So again, Sirach chapter 40 and 5, I mean, I could use it, but I'm trying to be straightforward. So forgive me for bringing that precept out. Again, it was associated with another lesson I was trying to do. And I hate when I do that, because I really just want to be as clear and plain as possible and bring no confusion. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's about edification. And the part that I'm trying to bring out is Mother Nature has no weight. She means nothing. She doesn't exist. She's an idol. This is Isaiah 66 and 1. Thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. Where is the house that you build unto me? And where is the place of my rest? For all those things have my hand made, and all things have been, and all those things have been, saith the Lord, but to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of the contrite spirit, and tremble at my word. Why? Because he created everything. So when the thunderstorms come and the tornadoes and all the bad weather and all the atrocities, the calamities you're seeing on earth right now, it don't have shit to do with Mother Nature. That's the whole point. It's got to do with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So when you read these scriptures, it's supposed to make you tremble. It's supposed to make you consider your ways, because he's going to use these same calamities that we're reading about to bring judgment and continue to bring judgment on America and all over the world until his son comes back and set things in order. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. And we give all praises and all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom, shalom, shalom.